specifically, we are at... What's the village? We are at currently... Double checking notes. The Rocky Steps is the hometown for one of our own, so that we can keep noise. Oh, yeah, that's where the meeting was for everybody.
We were close to the volcano in the center in like a town that was kind of in one of the valleys. I remember.
Something?
Like just to the east, I think. Something like that. I might be off.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map. I'm not quite sure where we're at.
No, I got it. Yeah,
Yep.
it's the Storgrid. That's where it was. Storgrid. It's the meeting place where the council and all the chieftains had their little meeting, where it was declared that they were in fact going to war against the Bridge Alliance and the settlement of Pigment.
Hickman. Okay.
The Golden Lions are now enemy number one against the natives of Tierford.
Woo!
Yeah.
And I also believe you guys talked to one or two of the other chiefs besides your uncle, Mishoni's uncle.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Mishoni.
Or Caitlin? No, it was Nishoni.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
No,
Mishoni.
it was Mishoni. Yeah. Okay. And I believe, yeah, you guys had agreed on who you were going to help first.
Yeah, Mav.
Indeed.
Or Mav.
That's simple, to the point.
Yeah, I think from what I understand, she wanted us to go try to nab some assassins that were...
Well, I think we were protecting her, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I thought
we
she
were
wanted to
guards.
capture them.
She was working on some project. I remember she wanted us to protect
Cure.
her.
Yes.
I think that was the rumor, at least. I don't know if... I think there was a little bit of mystery to that. I think we were just going to wait until we picked back up to question her further.
Indeed. So, as we were, you were going to accompany her back to her village so she could continue her final trial of her clan's contribution to this new war, which was a new type of remedy. You don't know what it does exactly, only that it would be used for this effort, and that doing this would, go a long way into helping, getting the blessing of the High King, or the key. Well, hopefully the key and the permission to go toward
The gate, right? There's a name for it.
Oh shoot, gosh, what's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking.
No,
Not the
I
Gate of
had it.
Eternity.
I had.
A little
listened
channel
to
might
this
be
today.
helpful.
I should know this. The Gate of the Unknown? No. The Door. The Door of Eternity?
No.
Ah, shoot.
We've got the Heart's Gates.
The Hurricane?
No, that's just close to where it is, not the actual place. I don't think. Doors of Renewal, there it is.
Thank you.
looking up through my own notes here, finally found it. You guys want the Doors of Renewal, and the Heart's Gate, the village you're currently in, is close to where that is.
Okay, so the Heart's Gate is where we're at right now.
Yes. Or Doorway, as some people call it. Yes.
Also, I think something we got some visions from the God of Many Faces.
Yeah.
My favorite god. He likes me.
Apparently
Guardian you were
so.
connected to.
And who remembers what they was?
He was like a tree, at least when we met him, right? Or no, that was a guardian.
No, that's my guardian.
Yeah, connected to the Guardian.
Yeah.
That was one of your guardians. The many God of Many Faces, in fact, take on a few forms. One of them was in the dream form that seemed to have something both humanoid and not so humanoid when they visited some of you in the old realm of Morpheus. So, and that was basically letting you know that things were going to start. Well, things were just starting to get bad real quick, and that getting to the Doors of Renewal, I believe, was one of you who's shown visions, not necessarily told in words, but in visions of places to go and what you'd need to get to these places.
I don't remember much of the vision that I had, but I do remember the moon turns into an eye.
Yeah, that one was them letting you know shit's about to get real, and if you choose to fight for the island, you will have aid of the island and the inhabitants.
Alright.
And then they told you about a place you could go and try and test out some leads and stuff, and you guys went somewhere else completely different.
Right. Well, then we also got kidnapped for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was way later. That was after you met the little goblin guys that were in bags.
Right. I don't remember what happened then.
So they fused into each other before they kind of disappeared on you.
Yeah. And I'm sure we won't see them again. Alright. Then I believe we were still in the village when we left off. We were in that conversation with... Is it Mev or Mav? Mev?
Mev?
I don't know.
It's Med. Med is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you guys want to see what she looks like, to art and NPC characters, you can just scroll up a little bit, and you will find Med. Green, mossy hair, 3 branches, full-on native aesthetic at all. War paint.
Got a little
And that thing behind her is not in fact a rock, it is one of her massive bear-like snake-headed companions. One of 2.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It would be her guardians of some kind. Alright.
Something like that.
Alright. Well, where do you guys want to pick up then, I guess? Did we want to buy anything? Check the shops before we leave, or...
Let's see.
I also remember I think we all got quite a decent sum of gold.
Indeed.
We got some magic items.
10
I
gold.
bought like 3 weapons.
59.
You have 59 gold?
Yeah.
I
don't know where it came
2,396.
What
Dude,
the?
how did you acquire that much?
He stole our gold. That makes sense.
No, I think what it was is that there was that merchant that we came across, and we had a decent amount of gold from that job. And
Each of you does. No one but our resident, non-islander here, actually took the time to figure out how much gold she had in her bag.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
so you
I still have the
guys
bag
have
of
that.
mysterious items.
yeah, I counted it out. I'm pretty sure you guys bought a decent amount of stuff there too, so
No.
I don't really want to buy it.
I've got 10 gold to my name. I don't know what I would have bought. Or no,
No,
because
you-
I joined you guys after
Or
you did the
before.
job,
Wow.
because I was playing
That's
Min
right.
Yeah.
before.
We
Yeah.
were so. Yeah. I thought you guys could stuff. Huh. Well, you might want to check how much gold you have in there, Caleb. At some point.
At
no,
some
she can do
point.
it by hand because you don't
That's
have that merchant to do the wand trick anymore.
That's the least of my worries right now. Kayla's not worried about gold. Those shiny rocks that you guys use.
They come in handy, particularly if we ever go to a. I mean, I'll take it off your hands if you don't want it.
No, but this was the bag that Mr. Red gave me.
Okay, then maybe you should check it.
I'll check it eventually.
I mean, you can keep the bag. I'm teasing.
Perfect, thank you. And then puts the bag around her
You gotta
waist.
remember how she now
She's
has
gonna
two
grab
bags.
No, I want my bag. I was saying, if you don't want the gold in your bag, I can take it off your hands.
But I don't even know if there is gold in my bag.
I am remembering. I am getting in character as Leah.
Trying to remember why we got so little done with these conversations.
I love Kaylin so much. I'm so glad I'm playing her again.
She is fun.
That's right. We also do barter here, so I guess it might. I don't know. Well, I guess do we want to check in with Mav or with anybody else before we go, or check in with
It's up
the
to you
shops?
guys. This is the rare opportunity where all of the chiefs are in one place, but they are going to start leaving soon. So, if there's anyone
Yep.
you wanted to talk to beforehand, you've got their info
Hmm.
in the NPC characters.
Yeah, are there any of the chiefs that we didn't track down, tackle, and ask them where the map pieces are? Or
All of us. You only
directions
talked-
are?
You talked
Yeah.
two, not counting your uncle. You talked only to two. Not
Okay,
counting
so-
your uncle. Everyone else, the info's there if you want to meet them and you know what they'll look like, and there's a little bio thing
Yeah.
underneath them with the
We
name.
know like where they are. Do we know like what they're doing? What they're doing?
No. You just know, because two of you are native, and I think you rolled high enough to get this info, which is why it was shared. To more or less get a quick summary of whether from more or less whether included and a little bit about them, but nothing about what they're doing for the war per se, or how they're planning to help.
Do you guys want to check in with all of them before we go and head off
Yeah.
with Mav?
That'd be a good idea while they're all here.
Maybe we can get them all together, or like a couple of them together. 'Cause I also remember that there's like, if I remember correctly from when I was listening before, there were like two that we don't have anything that we need help with, but like they're just going off to go fight the war. They've got their stuff sorted out, and then the three that we can help out with.
And then, Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong. I want to make sure I remember this correctly. In order to open the door of renewal, I need either all of the chiefs to, like, give me their blessing, or I need to find the first High King, right, and take his key.
Okay, so in order to open the doors of renewal, from what your vision told you, you need keys, two specific keys that are in the form of seeds. But in order to get those seeds, one of them is with the High King at all times, and you essentially need his both the key and his blessing, because he's the one who tells you where to actually find the doors of renewal.
So, yeah, that's something we should probably
Sure,
ask
actually.
him.
And then one's with him. Well, I think he basically said last time it's like, go and sort everybody's stuff out, shit out, and then I'll give you my blessing. And
out.
everything's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, help out to prove that you're. See how this goes. And then he'll get his blessing. Oh, you've also only asked for. He's got to ask him that you want both the key and the blessing in order to find the place. The second key. There is one supposedly buried with the first High King, but no one, technically, no one single person knows where he's buried. There is supposedly a map with that information on it. That and the map was divided into pieces, and each one is held by one of their clans.
Okay, and then that's another reason to get on
Yeah,
our
yeah,
good
and
side.
that's why we want to go around. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you'll get their piece of the map, hopefully.
Was there a third key, or was it just the two?
There is
There's
there
the
is-
legendary one, yeah.
There is the rumored third key. No one knows why a third key would exist or where it would be, only that it does in fact exist.
Okay.
No one exactly knows what it's for, what it might do, and what it means to have open.
I mean, I don't suppose any of you guys know where we can find some magic lockpick. No? Fair enough.
Yeah.
That was Leah's attempt at a joke.
You just get a really serious shake from Kaylin. Nope.
Right. Well, did we want to go and see about speaking with the others?
Yeah.
Yes, let's do that. How shall we introduce ourselves?
Who are you going to go see?
They're having a conversation. That makes it easier. I don't know. It might be off.
Okay, so who are you going to see first?
Well,
I
because
suppose-
there's. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, there's just to recap on the chiefs, because I see images. I see some of them have names. Because there's the High King, and then there's Mev, Dunkus, Ulan, Katsach. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And was there a fifth one? I thought there were 5 chiefs.
No, there are more, but the other ones have already gone and left. The 4 that are remaining are the ones that, not counting the High King, that you can ask for help because they've still here. So you could ask them if they need help with anything. Eventually try and get in their own.
Okay. And then because it's Mev, which of the other 2, or which 2 were we
So the
also
other 3
expecting
would
to
be. Oh, I don't know. Just kidding.
Because I think there were. I thought there were 3 that we needed to help. One of them being Mev. So which are the other 2 that we need to help?
You know, because there are 6. 2 of them are currently gone because they've already gone off to prepare what they're doing.
Okay, and they're the 2 that are already got their stuff together, right?
Yeah, they've already gone and left. They know what they're about. One clan would be the Storm Warriors. The other one would be the. It's not the Wind Waivers there. Yeah, yeah, no, it would be the Wind Waivers. That's the clan that Kira's from. Yeah. So yeah, you're missing 2 of the chiefs. The High King's still there, and the other 4 are also still there. Mev, Ula, and Dunis. Cass.
Which one's closest to us?
They're all kind of the same. They're all kind of now gathering.
Roll. Should we roll them? Okay.
Yeah. One you've already talked to, Mev. She's already talking with her contingent, and everyone's starting to back up and get ready.
All right, we each split up and take one.
Fine by me. Were we?
Okay.
Can we
Shit,
draw
we
straws or something? Should we just roll for it to see who we end up going with, or I don't know?
Your choice. I'll be this.
So, do we care which one we're going to first?
I'm gonna go over to Denox. Is that how you pronounce?
Dunkus?
Dunkus?
Dunkus? Yes. Sorry, then the one that's
Well-
Dunkus further down, it's Denox. Dunkus.
I'll go with Ulan.
Okay, so we were splitting up for clues. All right, gang.
I think so.
I'll take Katasach. Katasak. Katasach. There we go.
There you go, Katasach. All right.
Cool.
All right. Everybody roll me a quick d20 to see who's talking first.
Okay.
Let's see. 15.
15.
Also 15.
Also 15.
11.
11. Okay, you're unfortunately, you're going last. We're going to have a quick rollies to see who's going first between the two that tied. Roll.
11.
8.
The 11 has it.
Yeah, that's
Congrats. You won.
yeah. In that case, Kaylin's going to see kind of a little bit of the indecisiveness of who to go to next, and she's going to step forward to Dunkus and do a small greeting. Hello, I am Kaylin. I was told you may need some assistance from us.
He looks at you a little puzzled, but greetings, young one. Assistance is always welcome and offered, especially now in these trying times. What is it you wish to offer?
Our support. I'm just gonna kind of motion to herself and her two companions. We
I think
have.
Question, are you two guys sticking around for this, or are they slowly drifting away in their
I
own
thought we
directions?
were like splitting up so that we can get
Yeah,
them all
yeah.
before they left.
Yeah.
And then she's gonna be like, me, and then that one, and that one. Our assistants. I was told you may need some help with things, and we offer a lot of great skills.
You see him just sitting there contemplating for a bit before he responds. A generous offer. When your friends are able, come and find me at my village. And he does pull out a small map that seems to be an actual parchment, but very much colored in the design of the natives. And he'll show you his village. I'm going to butcher it, but it's Vigilindwa, which is terrible place, but it's basically sap bearers. Is the name of his clan.
Okay, yeah, we can definitely do that. We're looking for a way to get to the doors of renewal. would we be able to do something to get your assistance with that?
And he again goes contemplative and just, your goal is a hefty one. And why, if you seek the doors, what purpose drives you to these?
Well, I want to make sure that this island stays safe because it's my home. And so the God of 1,000 Faces has told me that I need to go to the doors of renewal. So that's what I'm going to do.
An interesting dilemma then. To go where you wish, you will need many things. Strength, wisdom, and a great deal of fortune. And perhaps, would be nice, when you have the time, come to my village and see if we can barter. Service for service. And we shall see if...
Perfect.
Oh.
My friend is really good at bartering, so that should be no problem.
Very well. So that is all, young one. We must be parting. A long way for us to go home.
Thank you, and safe travels.
You as well. With that, he gives a last nod, bow, and him and his contingent start walking away. This guy, if you could imagine, think Thanos, but less genocidal maniac and more just trying to keep shit going.
Thanos, like, outside of his little home tent when he's contemplating.
Yeah. Essentially, think of him like the farmer after Endgame, who's just very much chill. It's more or less this guy. He has no problem with trading and looking for new things, but he is more than ready to stand up and fight if things demand it.
Perfect. And Kaylin is going to kind of walk towards her companions with a big smile on her face because she feels like it's mission accomplished. She knows exactly what needs to be happening.
You sort of set up an appointment. When you guys are free, drop by and we'll see what happens.
Ew.
Yes. Said you were going toward Ulan?
Yes, I was going to head towards Ulan.
Alright, how do you approach?
I am saying this kind of both in-game and out of game. I'm actually... I am going to be trying to take notes. Probably also, like, the sort of notes that Thea would be taking, but also just to help keep track of everything. Particularly since we have a full-on mission now, and she's probably going to be trying to keep track of stuff. All right. But yeah, she's going to find Ulan and try and... she's still got her hood up, because I know that, particularly since outsiders, or the war was just declared, outsiders might not be fully approved of, though I think I read the descriptions before we started of the clan leaders, and I think she stands the best chance with talking with Ulan. She's going to try and find him wherever he might be, and kind of...
Yeah, you see his settlers, he's speaking with his people, giving them quick orders as some seem to be running errands, others seem to be packing up their things, some last seem to be grabbing a quick meal before they head onto the road. before he eventually turns and sees you approaching, and with that stoic but still kind smile, as he sees, and he can clearly see that you are not of the island, he waits for you to get closer and approach.
Excuse me, are you Ulan?
Hey, I
Yes,
am
I
indeed.
assume so. Well, I wish to make your acquaintance, greet you. As you may have heard, I am working with a few others to try and, well, we're not entirely sure what lies beyond the door of renewal, but we seek to help in your causes. It sounds like you have had some trouble. I wish to know a bit more about what ails you.
I don't know who told you we had trouble. And if you seek the door of renewal, that is a hefty journey. But if you require assistance in trade, I'm always happy to assist. Settlers that come in peace have been great partners in this. But let us try to be more forthcoming. What do you need of me? Why you come to me specifically when I see your friends go to others?
We hoped to speak with as many as we could before you all depart. I haven't heard much. I am still, admittedly, learning. But I'd heard that you seem to be the most favorable of the colonists on the island. I wish to kind of understand your motivations as well. One other thing that we do need in our journey is pieces of a map to find. Sorry, I am remembering correctly. Each clan has a map that, to put together, will point to where the
As a piece of the original map.
okay, yeah, piece of the original map. Wish to see what might be needed in order to acquire your piece of the map. I understand that's not exactly it.
You're certainly asking for quite a lot, but nothing is off the table so far. But I do wonder what you plan to do in exchange, give in exchange for this most sacred location, for something you don't seem yourself to know. But that can be discussed later, if and when you're ready to see this done properly now, or further on, you can come find me.
Understand.
You have a map.
Yes, I believe she does. Let me actually.
See, but one, and he shows you where his village is on the map. You can't miss it. Massive whale bones make the gate. Only one, with a pearly white gate, like claws coming out of the island. You see.
All right. I'm sure it'll be quite the sight to see. You mentioned a cost. I also wish to know precisely what might be of interest to you in this negotiation.
Oh, many things are of interest to me, depending on what we're trading for, what needs doing. Right now, war's coming, so size, information, of many things are now in demand. And I'll be sending out some runners to the settlements, seeing what can be bartered. Who will stand aside, who will join, who will give assistance without showing it.
Interesting indeed. I will then keep an ear out, and perhaps something can be negotiated if I happen to find anything you might be interested in learning.
That will certainly be much appreciated. Until next time, I think.
Until then, travel well.
You as well.
All right.
May the
We will
trees on
kind
your
of-
path always bear fruit. Gives you one of the customary goodbyes of the natives and starts to go.
All right. She will kind of a deep nod, small bow of appreciation, respect, before he leaves him to his own devices.
This guy is a politician and he specializes in dealing with the settlers.
Yep. He's seems to be most adaptive and aware of their ways, though. She is kind of getting the vibe of like, okay, yeah, no, you'd get along with some people that from my past life, probably.
Alright, you've got his location, more or less an invitation to come talk to see what can't be done. And you think you probably heard of his village, as they're near one of the shores that do whaling, so essentially the white claws of the land are essentially just the whale bones, usually the rib cages, that they use to essentially make the original outer wall of the village.
Alright.
Alright, anything else?
Should definitely note that down on where to find that town. I think that's it for Lee at the moment. She'll go in once everybody's finished, convene with them.
Did anybody know and said, hey, where do we regroup? We just wait until we're finished.
Probably find Miv, I assume.
More or
We'll
less,
find
yes.
each other.
And
It'll be fine.
Not a bad
Yeah, no,
idea.
just a massive crowd of people who are finally just told, hey, get ready, it's a war. But enough about that. Down to our last, but not least, and she's going for Kadish. Kadish.
Catasach. That guy. Cat's in the bag.
Indeed.
job.
Oddly
So,
enough, you're one of the chillest dudes and one of the more kinder and really more mellowed out.
yeah, that's nice after talking with Magua.
Yeah, which is, I don't know if you did that on purpose or just luck of the draw, but this is definitely the guy to talk to afterward.
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't intentional, but it's a happy accident.
That's how it works out that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so where do I find him? Is he doing anything in particular?
You find him near one of the tents that seems to be treating illness. You recognize him as he's working with many of the healers from other tribes, as you overhear that he is the foremost, not necessarily in making the medicinal herbs and healing, but through the natural magics of the island, he's able to heal. And he's considered the best on the island, granting him the name, the River Healers, for his tribe.
Ah,
As
the
they
healing.
specialize in using water, a specific stream that comes up on their side of the island that passes through their village that seems to have these properties.
think the sights and sounds and even smells of the herbs and things that will be rather familiar and perhaps nostalgic to Nishoni as she seeks him out.
And you see him, he's actually finishing up bandaging one of the warriors. As you see a few of them from the, let me get the names to get right. Yes, Gasrad clan, the one that was attacked and whose village was destroyed. You see a few of their warriors are there getting treated and healed. And you approach.
Yep, I will step up to him, kind of wait for him to finish the exact wrapping or whatever he might be doing. And she'll give a little bow. Karasach?
Greetings, young one. What ails you?
There is no ailment of the body, for me, at least I can be grateful for that. But otherwise, we are troubled. Everyone is troubled these days, I suppose, but my companions and I, we are seeking the door of renewal. And we would like your blessing, your wisdom, whatever you may be willing to offer us in this endeavor. We want to avoid war. I personally would like peace, but that's going to be a difficult uphill battle, apparently.
I understand this more than I care to share, and while wanting peace is commendable, not all want it, and without all wanting it, it will never be. But that does not mean we stop. But if nothing physical is, perhaps this may help in the other aspects. And he does offer you a small cup of tea. It's a strange kind of cup that seems to be almost in the shape of a volcano, like a beaker, wide on the bottom, but then it fills up. You can see the fresh little steam, so it's still a little hot, but does pick it up seemingly easily enough without seeming like it's too hot. I'll give it to you.
Thank you. And she will sip on that.
And as soon as you do feel the effects almost immediately. Be a bit calmer now, and you're currently under the effect of calm emotion.
Ah.
And you see a few other people around are also taking a few sips of this. He seems to have made some and has been passing around to keep things, specifically in this area, easy.
Mellow.
For the most part. Well, you certainly are welcome to come and assist me and mine at our village. Should you find the time, there have been reports of a new nest of beasts near where some of our hunters gather. And with all the warriors now preparing to fight the lions, it leaves us a bit unprepared for this. We'll have to wait for some of them to free up before we can oust these creatures the edge of the village. If and when you can come and assist us with this, it would certainly help us in that endeavor, and perhaps you can speak more of this journey we wish to take through the doors of Gates of Renewal and all that it entails to do so. It will entail much more than you believe. What you've attempted has not been done in many years, and not without a great reason.
I should think the old world, our world, and this new world colliding, excuse me, would be a great reason indeed to open the doors.
The last time these doors were opened was in the time of the first king, High King, and it was done so when an old enemy had nearly destroyed the island, the people, and all that lived within it. That is what one of the old texts says, but so many have forgotten that, and they have forgot the struggles and the price that was paid when they were opened. If you wish to do so again, you will need to learn the histories, the true histories, prices paid, and the sacrifices required. But if you believe it must be done, I will not be one to stop. Just let you know what is required.
What kind of sacrifice? What sort of requirements?
Like I said, find the history, the old and true history. I know a few pieces and can offer them to you if and when you come visit me at my home where they are.
I see. Then I will speak to my companions, and when we find... Excuse me, someone's tickling my throat. When we find our way, our path leading your way, we will come and find you, and we will assist you with these beasts, and I would be very grateful to learn these histories from you.
Of course, take your time and come by, not just when you need help with this, but anytime you feel you require healing. Anytime you need relief from the pain of the world, I will do my best to assist you and your friends, and the others if you need it.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Now, we must be making our way. Today's decision is now final. This day closes. A new one begins soon.
Then I will leave you to it. Thank you for speaking with me.
Gives you a quick bow before he starts to make his leave along with a few of his others who finally began to wrap up now that they've seemed to finish treating most of the patients now, having them rest, recuperate. Some have already just taken the healing and started to make their way back. You see a good portion of the people who have started to gather here beginning to prepare to make their way back homes.
Gotcha. Now, I do wonder, Nishoni has not been able to speak to her brother yet. Where would Wesa be in all this?
Last time you saw him, he was with your uncle, but you kind of lost track of him and both of them when you started talking to the other chief leaders. So, looking around, give me a quick perception check to see
Okay.
if you can spot him. First roll of the...
Let's see. That is math. 15.
15, okay, then. Yeah, no, it takes you a bit to look around, going back up there, but you are able to find that you are able to spot your brother, Lisa, and coincidentally, your uncle is not currently with them. He seems to be in a quick conversation with what you notice is a few of the messengers from each of the tribe. Seems to be giving them some kind of long bit of speech orders. You're not entirely sure, but he is currently distracted.
Good. Then I will go over and, not to startle him or anything, but just approach Wace
Yeah, he sees
attentively.
you. He sees you coming, and he does look back to see that Inga is currently occupied. So when you start going slow, he just almost loses patience, then does like the come here motion quickly with his hands.
Mm-hmm. And she will approach.
And as soon as you get close, and he almost seems to kind of like lead you to a quick place where your view is blocked from your uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Now that we have some time alone, what happened?
Well, I went out to observe the settlers, and, well, I've seemed to have picked up a few companions. We're trying to avoid war. We want to open the door of renewal, but we need the keys, and in order to get the keys, we need to make ourselves useful to the chiefs. I promise I'm just trying to help.
I know that, and I believe you. But war has already been declared. They've already attacked. And I don't know what opening the doors will do. If you can get the blessing, get whatever it is you need from chiefs, the High King.
I don't know
Don't
either.
see how this ends without bloodshed.
I don't know either, but there must be something. And I fear, Wesa. I'm afraid for Magwa's influence on you. He is so... I understand why, but he's so eager for conflict, or not for conflict, but to fight, and I don't want to see you hurt.
That's not something we get to decide.
No, but I would ask you to be cautious.
I would ask the same of you.
Oof.
Good enough. You trust these strangers. One is a settler, obviously. The other, she seems that he's trying to find the right words to describe her without it coming off like he picked up a child. Wait,
Yes, they're different, but I think they each have something to contribute that will be useful.
in what?
In whatever this path will contain. I don't know where all we will go, where we will be taken, what this will result in the end, but we each have our each have our different backgrounds, and I think each of us can contribute to a peaceable existence.
And I would ask you to be careful as well, and I will try and do the same. But the island is no longer Elkin. The latest reports indicate that more guardians have been sighted in odd places. Animals have been more aggressive even towards us. And with this latest attack by the Golden, now that war has been declared on them, can't imagine how this could end in the ways you wish it.
I understand. But I have just one more question, Waisa. You've spent so much time with our uncle. Do you know where he would keep the key? His key?
I do. He's shown it to me once. Said it would be told me if I were to work in the sand as he did, I can try to one day possess it. But that would be a long time from now.
What does it look like? What is it?
What he showed me was, I thought at first, one of the stones, the polished, brilliant gems of fire, but it wasn't. It was a seed, live, seemed wanting to be used. Just fits within your palm, and it just kind of seems to cup his hand like he's imagining holding it himself. You're thinking he might have done so before. While he's starting to tell you about it, give you a brief description before he almost snaps out of the daze.
Then I will have to trust him to guard it well.
It is well guarded, that I can at least assure you. You're really going to try to do this. Find the gates, open them.
Yes?
We don't honestly know what when that happens. Don't know what's beyond them. All we have are the old stories, and everyone seems to have. They might all be true, they might all be pieces, they might all be.
We don't know what happens when we open this door to war, either.
We do. We've done it before.
But we don't know how this one will go. These are new
We never
people,
buy
new
any of-
technologies.
Yes, we've known that. We've been forced to know that. Not all of them come with this intent to take without any air for us. But we know that they are not invincible. They're simply different. But they are no less fallible. And we have stopped them before. We'll simply have to do this again.
Then Then I'll leave you to explore that door, and I will explore my own.
Very well.
But Wesa,
He does give you, he gives you a quick hug before he turns and looks to see that your uncle is now finishing up his messages and started to send the runners away. So he's trying to wrap this up quick.
mm-hmm. And just before Nishoni goes, she'll put a hand on Wesa's shoulder. Don't forget Mother's wisdom in the midst of all this.
Remember your own words, sister. Remember your punishment. It will help the rest of our people. They need it now more than ever. And he quickly, a quick hug again before he steps back and tries to mimic your uncle's stern face as he slowly starts to approach.
All right, then I will take my leave. Casting, I think, a bitter glance at Magua and an endearing one at her brother before going to find Leah and Kaylin.
And you do see that they have indeed seemed to have been just chilling where you guys were listening to the news before you guys meet up once again.
Woohoo!
Right. Well, how'd it go?
Well, there's a task to be done before the histories can be shared. Histories of the Door of Renewal.
I take it that includes the map as well.
I would imagine so.
Well, makes sense.
Only one of you asked about the map specifically. And that was with the politician. The other guys only asked what you guys need, and they told you just show up and we'll see what happens. Remember, you're asking for the treasures of each of the tribe leaders that leads to the secret resting place of the first king.
And then we'll do some light grave robbing.
Yeah.
Yay.
Essentially, life. Yeah, you're essentially. That's not how I would phrase it, but you know what? You guys go do you.
Not how I'd phrase it to them, but it's not entirely wrong.
I mean, who knows? We might get there, and it might be wrong.
For all you know, that's the grave of someone completely unrelated. It just pops up to life like it's
Still robbing it.
The fuck are you people doing here?
Listen, as long as we can recreate the end of credits scene of the D&D movie, you know, it'll be worth it.
Oh my god.
That's a graveyard, and you guys already missed that one.
Dang it.
That's a good question.
You guys, well, not necessarily asking a bunch of corpses, but there were a bunch of spirits that were getting a ride to the afterlife as you guys could have invested.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. We didn't know it was there at the time.
You saw it happen. No, you didn't. You were off with Mr. Red, seeing him get his ass kicked.
Ah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I had forgotten about that.
So,
I don't know if you guys can hear my typing. Hopefully it's not obnoxious or anything.
Nah, you're
No,
fine.
I don't think.
No, it's fine. Fairly audible. So, what's the plan?
So, you're good at bartering, right?
Me?
Yeah.
If I'm good at bartering? I wouldn't say it's a specialty of mine, but I've done it. Certainly. I understand the general process.
You see this look of concern now kind of flash across Caitlin's face.
What did you do?
Well, I spoke to Dunkus about getting the map piece, and he said that when we're free, we should stop by his village and barter for it. And I said that's perfect because we have someone who's really good at bartering. I mean, I figured
Yeah,
since
well,
you taught me a little bit about it, I thought you would be perfect for this.
we'll kind of facepalm a little bit. It's like,
Uh-oh.
that's fine. I can help with the process. I'm just not an expert, I wouldn't say.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Should be fun.
There's this like twinge of uncertainty in her voice.
Admittedly, Leah isn't like bad at it, I don't think. She's just not like a full-on like haggler or merchant or anything like that, so we'll
Yeah,
see how
there's
that goes.
Mr. Red when you need him.
Say his name and he shall appear.
Don't do that. He's in the middle of something.
The trouble is we don't know his name, so it's fine.
True.
That's true. He never chose to give you his actual name. He just told you what to call him.
Yep.
Wonder why he did that.
Good question.
Oh, but did either of you find out anything about the map pieces from the people that you spoke to?
Not necessarily.
Ulan seems interested in, well, perhaps bartering for it as well. Though it seems he's most interested in information, so if we hear anything that might be of interest to him, we might be able to use that as a negotiation tool.
And Katasach, he needs... There's apparently an infestation near his village, and the warriors are already occupied, so he needs help getting rid of that before he's willing to share the histories with us.
All right. Also, just checking on kind of the other clan leaders. Because I know your family leads one of the other clans, right? Nishoni?
Yes?
Okay. And it's Maga is the leader of that clan, correct?
Well, he's the High King, but he...
Okay, no,
Name-
he's the Viking, that's right. Sorry.
And so Wesa, let's see, is Wesa
Wesa-
the chief, or has he not become chief of that
Wesa
branch yet?
is chief. He does run that branch with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the name? Because I've also been taking down the names of the clans. Is there a name for that clan that we have at the moment? If not, that's fine.
No.
Oh, it's your clan home, so if you'd like, you can pick the name.
Okay, I'll have to look into some names then.
No, yeah. No pressure, I'm just...
Mm-hmm.
Ice Ride, Shadow Spirits, Wind Weavers, Storm Warriors, Staff Bearers,
Yeah,
Wind
honestly,
Lords, and then the River Heroes. I believe that's all of them. Oh, no, wait. The last one is the Guardians of the Hearts, which is which is where the gatherings take place.
I found a name here, so I'll just post it.
Yeah.
Makochi, we'll go with that for now.
Okay.
Nice. Does it mean anything, or does it just sound neat?
Is there a
I'm
name for that?
not gonna lie, I was basing Nishoni generally off of the Shawnee, and so I looked up the different Shawnee nations, and That one seemed, honestly, the easiest to remember how to pronounce, I'm not gonna lie.
Fair.
Fair enough.
Is there a name you wanted to have? Because I've been taking down the English translations or the common translations. But we'll note that down.
That's just the name I've got for now.
That's fair.
I don't know why I hadn't thought of a name for the tribe.
No, it's all good.
I just never thought of it while writing her backstory.
Right, so should we find Mav then?
Come on.
You go to find Mav. She has her companions, guard, and 2 pets, and she seems to be waiting.
She's not been assassinated while we've been having conversations. Good, good.
Not that it appears.
So far, job well done.
All right, everybody, let's wrap this up. Let's go home. We're done. She has not died. Kidding. Well, is there anything we should do before heading out? Do we want to check the shops, see if there's anything we might be able to make good use of?
That is a good point. Anything else you want to try and do?
Let's see, we've spoken to everybody, we've got the lowdown as to what they want. I think the only thing would be to buy stuff, but I don't have enough gold to really buy stuff as far as I know.
Kaylin might have gold if she checks. Okay, do you want to just... Because I know you'd have to empty it out to know the full count of it, but do you want to just reach in and see if you can grab a gold? Just to see if you have any in there?
Sure, I could try.
Oh yes, the bag.
And she's going to pull out her bag and reach in,
We need to
thinking
get
about
you
trying
bag
to
of
find a
gold.
gold.
You find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll pull
So you
out
do have
one
gold.
gold piece. Oh yeah, this is what the people at the tavern used to throw at me whenever I play the lute.
Did they
Like, throw at you or at your
throw at
feet
you?
or offer?
Oh, I thought it was a game. I thought I would play music and then they would throw it at me and I had to dodge. Whoosh.
They threw it at you?
At first they were really bad at it, but I think later on they got really good at it. And so it was harder to dodge while I was playing, but it was a fun game.
That's strange, but never mind that right now. Presumably you should have the same amount that I got from Mr. Red. Unless he paid us all different amounts, which I don't think he did,
Which
but he
he
might
might
have.
have.
I believe...
I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't remember what I had originally because I've already spent some, but I believe it was 5,000.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. If you were to tip over her bag, she'd have around 6.
6,000?
Woo!
Yeah.
Damn. Guess I already spent a decent... Well, no, I guess... Yeah, no, I did buy a decent amount of stuff from that merchant.
Or did he just give me more because he liked me more?
May have... Well, who knows? You'd have to ask him.
Did he throw this bag, the bag of holding, at your face when he was paying her?
No. He handed it to me. It was nice.
That's nice of him. All right. Well, do you want to? Well, I don't know exactly if they take the gold here because it seems like barter is a more common form of trade, but
You know that they prefer barter because it's the way they usually do it, but because of the trading with the settlers that usually tend to be peaceful, they know that in order to trade with them, they need to have some gold on hand, so adapt. So
okay, so
they're willing to do gold, but you'll likely get better deals with barter.
with barter, yeah.
Gold is
All right.
definitely an option.
Don't know. Other than I have a few things that I might be able to barter. Do you guys want to go and see if there might be anything of interest before we leave?
I don't think so.
No. Do we have all the details for Mev's job? Is it just... I know we're kind of a little fuzzy on what she told us last time.
I'm sorry, you cut out for me. What?
I know it was a little, like, we're a little fuzzy on what she told us last time was the job, which was to... I believe it was to stop assassins from assassinating her? But do
That's
we
part
have
of it.
any
It's,
more
escort her
details?
back, and
Back.
essentially it's keep her safe while she finishes the final test/ritual for her latest creation, which is supposedly something to help with the war effort. The reason she's asking for extra help is because she has gotten the information that there are assassins being sent to either kill or capture her, based on the rumors that she has this new thing that she's invented can cure the Malachor. And she says that's complete bullshit, that she's never treated anyone with the Malachor.
Ah.
And she thinks this is just their excuse for either trying to kill or capture. She isn't sure which, and frankly, she just not really wanting to care. She just needs someone to help her out.
Because that's just a rumor at this point, though, right? That she kind of denied last time, I believe.
Yes, and you asked her if she had, in fact, you asked her if she cured the Malachor, or you asked
She's
her if she
working on
cured
that.
it, and she denied that. Yeah, she was working on that, and she denied that she had ever tried to work it, and basically told you that she's never treated anyone with that specific illness.
Right.
And,
Okay.
yeah, because the only people you'd go to for that are her for like for the stuff she can make, the potions, elixirs, remedies, and whatnot. And the person on the more magical side of healing, which would be the other chief.
All right. So we're going to need to defend her for, I believe, when I'm rewatching it, the last VOD there, it was about like 12 hours of like continuous work that she needed approximately to finish this work.
Yep.
Okay. But that's going to be at her home and uninterrupted.
Yes. So essentially, when she does this, she says that she will be in a very vulnerable state, and that's when she would need the most.
Could you perhaps tell us more about your home? What sort of defenses? It seems like you have some kind of looking over to the creatures that are kind of standing behind her to kind of defend her. It's like you have some friends that can help defend you. Is there any other defenses that you have there? Is it secluded, or where is your home?
My home village is secluded, but where I will work will be a bit ways from it, and normally my companions would be enough for me. But
With the extra attention.
Yes. No, I no longer believe.
This makes sense. Hmm.
The ones
Do
they
you?
say they sent after me are more dangerous.
Yes. I did check the VOD, and it did seem all but confirmed. You mentioned this was a spy organization from the Bridge Alliance.
They did go by a specific name, and I believe she did have a scrap that was basically a torn symbol of the bit. But you
All
do
evidence points to this being the fifth company. We can discuss more later, but do you have any idea how they're tracking you down? Do you think they're spies keeping track of your movements, or do you think they might be using some kind of magic?
I couldn't say. I can say I have my own protections against normal things that would hunt me. This is the first time I've been pursued by this type of enemy.
I think it might be a good idea to at least check the merchants here, see if there might be something that might help. Because these people that are coming after her are no slouches. They're thorough. They have, if they're anything like the branch that I was a part of, it does seem like a different branch. But if they're anything like it, they are resourceful and well funded, to say the least.
As you wish. And she points over to a few merchants that are in the do have some of their wares out. Depending on what you're looking for, you might find it here. Might be a merchant on the road where we travel, and there may be some you can bargain when we reach my village.
All right. Well, to check in with, do we want to do this now? Do you want to, should we wrap up shortly, and if you want to, you can send us a list either now or between sessions, or how do you want to take care of this?
I have a list of items you can get here. The thing is, what are you looking for? Are you going around asking? Are you just looking for the specific things? Or just looking to see what is available?
Leah isn't necessarily looking for weapons at the moment. But I think
Items.
either
Whatever
traps or items that might.
Traps or items
that could help sense or detect enemy movements, perhaps. Relatively niche, but seems to be potentially useful.
Yeah, you have to be a bit more specific on how that's done. And are you looking for something mundane, magical?
Give me some tripwire and some C4. We got this.
Are you trying to MacGyver this? How are you trying to make this happen? You want a spyglass, wind chimes, and string, or are you trying to do this all magic? With, a scrying eye and or perimeter of, just a bunch of alert spells. How are you trying to make this happen?
You had a list ready. But no. Some like bells and string could be useful, but she's kind of assuming they're probably going to be better equipped or prepared for something like that, better trained. Seeing if there is anything magical that might help with that. But also, like, something akin to, she still has a few of those paper scrolls, the explosive scrolls. So maybe seeing if there's anything somewhat similar to that as well could be handy.
All right. Also, remember, you only find that kind of thing at specific places, because right now you're with the natives in their shops, not with the settlers. So you're
Yeah,
going to find
yeah,
more
not
maybe
expecting to
weapons,
find things
armor, or
specific.
interesting items you find. Probably going to be more toward how they make stuff.
Yeah, I'm not looking specifically for that, but something kind of akin to that where she can maybe kind of set it up and set it a trap. Maybe something that could also like bind. There's a binding bands. Okay, there's a magic item that actually would be kind of nice, but I don't know. That might necessarily require achievement. I don't know. But what do they have?
All right, you're going to approach one of the Avengers.
What was that?
So here, so you're approaching the vendors then.
Yes.
All right. Now the way they do this is they seem to have broken up into three. One of them selling specifically weapons, the other one armor, and the other one selling miscellaneous. Which one are you going to?
She will look towards the miscellaneous.
Oh, all right. And you do see it
Probably
seems to be
good on weapons for the moment.
all right. And you see him, and he seems to be divvied up into places, plants, different raw materials. On one side, a few of the more traditional herbs, mushrooms, things like that that are used in certain, mixtures, formulas, people who live their own things. There's also raw ore for those who want to make their own things, and then also some that seems to be already worked and processed, already in ingots and purified, ready to start work. There also seem to be a few pouches and a few gatherings of different kinds of jewels, rubies, sapphires, diamond or two, some onyx as well, and obsidian.
Cameo appearances.
As well as a few bottles to the side that seem to have some strange glowing substances inside. These are small bottles, like the size of your fingers, but each of them seem to be glowing different things. Seems to be leathers, a lot of miscellaneous. Interesting.
Nice. So mostly like raw materials, or oops, sorry.
Sorry, no, the raw material is there, but there's also a bunch of, and you see that they're going, ascending in order. There are a few things, there's way more there, but that's the stuff that seems to be what's being traded for most, the raw materials, but there are other things that are in chests and bags and satchels that you think might be other things that aren't often traded for. The person does look to you now that you've approached and asked specifically, is there something I can assist you with that you're looking for? What do you need? How do you need it to happen?
I mean, she'll kind of repeat what we've talked about. Something that might be able to set a trap or bind someone in place or catch somebody off guard.
A few ways for us to do that, depending on what you're trying to ensnare common beasts, something small. And she showed you she does have a few small cages, differing from like what you'd keep a rat, squirrel, or tiny cat in, to like big cages that you might keep some kind of dog in. And then one like tells you that they don't have it made now, but they do have a way to make a larger cage in case you're making some trying to capture some large beast that can also be made of stronger stone and steel needed. And also depending on how you're looking to immobilize this, if at all, there are a few remedies as well.
Remedies? Like potions or blade oils or
And you see some similar to that. She shows you that there's a small, it's both in powdered form and there seems to be a small vial, like I said, the finger-sized ones. And it says this can cause certain creatures to slumber. Although, depending on the size and the strength of the creature, you may require great potency.
sleeping powder.
Basically, a sleeping powder / potion, which is it works essentially like this sleep spell. Depending on how much you pump into it, will determine how it works.
I might be interested in that. Do you have anything maybe like throwable that might be able to bind bolas, perhaps?
We have some of those, yes. What? She's doing a quick check to see if she wants to see if they're being specifically. You haven't actually told her what you're hunting, so he's trying to see if you're being specifically hidden, cagey about that or not.
Should I roll anything or just
No, this was for her, and she did not roll well, so she's just going to bluntly ask you, what exactly do you need to take down? Is it something that requires more? And she points towards the people in armor who are selling armor and who are selling weapons need to be properly equipped for an assault, or is this something that you're trying to do specifically with? And she points back to the sleeping potions and towards the cages without any conflict.
So you cut out a little bit there without a what?
Without conflict. And she
Okay.
points towards the cage, the sleeping powder. There's a few traps. There's rope. A few ways to make snares and such.
Might be interested in picking up some rope as well. That could prove to be useful. But something that might, I think something that would avoid conflict would be ideal.
All right, and what? Well, I've already asked you once, and you haven't answered. So, how large is your quarry, and how?
Large, but not full-sized beast large.
Since she's pointing towards the medium, large, and then like motions extra large cage, which one of them would fit, do you think, your desires?
Leah will select the one that is about the right size for a, humanoid person.
Right. Give me a quick persuasion check.
Yeah, not trying to necessarily tip out. It's like I am trying to trap people. I'm also not looking at the cages specifically anymore. Just asking if there's any snares or vines that you can throw that grab around somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, you're asking, she's just not sure what. So she's looking around. It's like you've got rope, and you have rope. made from different materials, some from that thread, others from the tree vines.
That is a 15.
You know, she seems like a little slightly off put by the way it's going, but she seems fine with it. Probably not the first person to make this vague questioning back and forth. But she does gaze over to say, we do have a few other, in case things do go awry, and she pulls out other smaller vials that seem to be almost made with specific inserts. And she showed you that you could essentially run a blade's edge across the side of the vial that causes it to coat the weapon in the internal liquid, in case things don't go planned. Different potencies and strengths, as well as ways to keep yourself healthy during such complications.
All right. Are there like several options listed of like what they might do?
Yes, the one she just showed you that coats is essentially it gives you an extra D4 of poison. It's essentially poison. It's an alchemical mixture. And it basically gives you an extra bit of poison, as well as every time you strike with it a fresh dose, they have to roll saving throw to avoid being poisoned. But this is more of when you're going for a lethal strike, not a capture them alive kind of thing. That would be more of these sleep potions. And she does let you know that these are more effective when if the creature is sturdy. It's better to wear them out first before applying these, unless you're planning to apply a lot of them.
Could be useful, but Leah decides against it because I don't think that would work with my new weapons very well. The ones that are on fire, and then the ones that are, icicles, essentially.
I mean, you never know. You could ask if there's any way to do it for them.
Blazing poison. Leah will check. There's sleeping powder that could be useful. Then getting some robe could be handy. Are there any, or what sort of potions might you have? I'm sorry if this is taking up a decent amount of time, guys.
You are totally fine.
No, yeah, she turns to you. Okay, now you're naming something. Good. Potions, we have those. What do you need it to do? We have specific potions, elixirs, and a few tonics that do different things. What is it that you think you would require during this endeavor?
Perhaps something that might keep I or someone else a bit more stealthy. She eyes Kaylin, like not even trying to hide it.
She looks through it. I have one, only one of the larger ones, and she pulls out. She goes, "This is a greater haze potion, specifically when one tries to travel lightly through through nature. And it's only one use, but its effects do carry, and it does tend to be the most effective."
Okay. So it's like a throwable potion to kind of like create a haze around you, or is it drink it, or?
It essentially lets you know that this, if you're going to use it for more than just yourself, essentially uncork and let it pour softly around you and those who wish it to affect. This is basically cast without a trace in a bottle.
Okay. All right. Also to check on prices regarding
How are you?
playing
How do you
the
wish to
sleeping
trade
powder.
for this?
Playing
Just
bolus.
a sleeping powder?
Right. Okay. Let's see. I think am I wearing that, or did I pick that up at some point? I think I picked that up. Sorry. Checking some items that I might have. Okay, that's right. Sorry, I'm like looking through and I saw it's like, does that say unlimited coins or unminted coins? And it's like, okay, no, that is unminted. That's right. I do have coins if you are interested in those. Though I know also
All those coins,
have.
and she does pull out a few of the gold coins, each one of them stamped with a different emblem. You recognize that there are some that are used for the stamped by the Bridge Alliance, some by the Congregation of Merchants, and the other ones by the
Theocracy?
Theocracy. There it is. Yeah, and she's essentially waiting to see which ones you produce.
Okay. I also, I don't know if this would be of interest to you. I have a pair of deer antlers, rabbit pelts, and a deer hide. I don't know if those.
That you actually see her. Yeah, no, that she visibly almost relaxes at, because when she's trying to do it bartering, you can tell she doesn't do the gold thing often. But when you start pulling out like the antlers, the pelts, and stuff like that, she's like, okay, this I do work with normally.
This is more of a ball game, so to say.
Yeah, this is the native currency here normally. Yeah.
Right.
Do you show her the gold, the unminted gold?
You know what? I'll pull it out when I'm kind of searching through my items. I'll say, do you have some unminted gold and silver here? Don't know if that's of interest to you.
Because the coins you guys got paid with are unmarked.
Okay. Yeah, I have some some mentioned, and then I also have the gold that's in the inventory. Then I have a listing in the inventory of.
Yeah, that one. That's separate. That's marked.
Okay. It is marked, or.
No, that's separate. Like the gold you would normally that you started with or got when you did other normal things. That's the normal currency. That's the new unminted one. That's essentially like you're paying with essentially unmarked gold bars. So it's worth the gold that it is, but it's not an actual coin yet.
Okay.
Which can sometimes work with you, sometimes work against you, depending on what you're trying to do here.
Context.
Like if you're trying to sell them, you might be able to get more than what it's worth, less depending on who's buying, who's selling, and what you can convince someone it's worth.
Makes sense. All right.
I'm not gonna lie. If you try to pay her with gold that has the Bridge Alliance's logo on it, they're probably gonna gouge you for prices.
Yeah, that might not be great. Well, but it sounds like most of it's unmarked.
Most of yours is unmarked, and the rest of the other ones is mixed. And as long as it's mixed, it doesn't seem to be as much of an issue unless you're paying with only their gold.
Bridge line stuff. That's fair. All right. So I have a deer hide. Let's see. It's a deer hide and a pair of antlers, and then 3 rabbit pelts.
Right. What
Sounds
do
like
you
you can
wish
get
to trade
yourself
for
some
those?
fur trade silver there.
Well, you're looking to sell them or trade them?
Trade. I don't know how
Trade,
far
right.
that
What-
gets me
what-
and items I'm interested in.
Depending on which items did you want, because you only looked at some of the potions and only a few of the other elixirs slash
Yeah.
well, the other stuff. So look to see what that'll get you in terms of the sleeping powder and the things, in the poisons or in the potions.
Sleeping powder, bolas, and what was the other? That pass without a trace potion, also potentially. Actually, no,
Alright.
no. I don't need that. I can cast that as a spell, though I don't think Leah knows that yet. But she decides against that. Let's start with those. How much would, let's say, the deer pelt get?
The deer pelt? They'll trade you for that if you want to get the bolos and the rope you said you wanted. And a small cage.
And the small what?
A small cage.
A small cage.
Yeah.
Could I perhaps select something else instead of the cage?
What is it you'd like to see?
Is there perhaps a potion that I can get for that, or maybe some rope?
If you'd like extra rope, roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Oh, that's nice. That's a 19. 18 plus 1.
Alright. You think about it and say, alright. And, okay, you've now got 100 feet of rope. This
100
is
feet of rope
native
total,
made.
or
Yeah. 100
Alright.
feet total, but they can divide it in any denomination you'd like. So it could be 50-50, full 100. You can have it in lengths of 20.
she's gonna elect to keep it at 100 for now, and then I have some other rope for more normal purposes, and then I can cut this down myself if need be.
Alright then. Oh, she does show you a quick thing. This rope is of the island, and it's made from a specific tree vine. And she shows you when you cut it, you can actually have it mend back together. It essentially takes half a minute, but it mends itself if you put it back.
That is nice. That is handy.
Very secure.
Yes,
If you can
that's-
attach it onto most trees, tends to secure on pretty tight.
All right. So that's how much sleeping powder and how many of the bolas?
You got 2 small bags of sleeping powder, which essentially is one first level use of the sleep spell, but you have 2 of them.
Okay, so I got 2 of them. So
2 of them, the bolo, the rope.
how much is it? Just the one bola?
Just one.
Okay, yeah, that's still handy. Okay. Rope. There's a sun rod. I forget what that does. Oh, there we go. Description. Sorry, I gotta note this stuff down if any of you guys wanted to check in on stuff. That is also good.
Anyone else want to check what other stuff might be here, or in the weapons or in the armor shop? Feel free.
Um,
think I'm good.
Yeah, I think I've got everything I really need. My spells, I got a club. Got my own wits.
Hoping
Such
there
as
might
they
be
are.
artificer answer.
some sort of a magic trap, but it seems like not. Hold up. Do we want to like determine like a blank saving throw? Oh, also a net might be handy as well.
That is definitely possible. You can see they have net. They
Magic
actually have a few
or
crates of
net.
ammunition for those that the rare few that you seem to use firearms. Not many do in the circles, but some people apparently
Curious.
ask you to do something like that.
Actually, are there any like net crossbow bolt throwers that like it you kind of mount it in a crossbow and then like you shoot out a net sort of thing?
We have bows. We have nets. I think you need to ask someone to build you something like that. There are rumors
have
of
those?
such individuals, but none here that have already made such a thing. You gotta find yourself an artificer to make you those, because it's definitely possible, but no one's made those.
Fair enough. How many nets would that pair of deer antlers get? And or
Roll me a
bullets?
persuasion.
Persuasion? That's a 16. I'm going to
16.
fail later.
Yeah, she said she'll give you 4. You pick 2 nets, 2 bolas, 4 nets, 4 bolas. Mix and match it as you wish.
Okay. I'll get, let's say 3 nets and 1 more bola.
Yeah.
Actually,
And she takes the antlers.
yeah. All right. The antlers. Noted. Okay, antlers. All right. I think we need to do a little bit of preparation when we get there, but I think that should hopefully do the trick. Or at least help. But we'll see.
Alright. Do one last roll for this person just to see if she decides to speak up or not. Natural fucking 20. And it's a hell of a thing to roll it on.
Hoodan.
I mean, she was gonna just keep quiet, figured you were doing your business and didn't want to talk about it, but maybe it'll help her make a sale, and that's what it's all about. So she asks, how worried are you that whatever your worry might be may turn physical? And do you have what you need to accommodate the situation? Because I have a few items you might like if you have more to trade for.
It may well turn physical. Did you have some things in mind?
A few potions for health. There are a few for power and speed. There's some for poison, but are you fighting something with that is poisonous?
It may utilize poison, we're not entirely sure. Antivenom, if you have any, could help.
Some antidote, yes. Fresh from, and she points over to Maeve for better work. Tends to work on most poisons, and those it cannot cure instantly will help relieve and slow down. But yes, if you require strength, speed, or depending on how you choose to fight great ferocity. I only have a few of each, so I'm only one, as I've already sold most. If you have to bother with, I may be interested.
All right. I guess.
Which ones would you like to see first?
Strength, speed, and ferocity are all interesting. I think I'm interested in the ferocity to start off with.
Ferocity. Here it is. I only have one of these. This is basically rage in a bottle.
All right, nice.
It's all the upsides, but it is all the downsides. So no spell casting, but you will be able to shrug off most damage. There's a greater ferocity, but that one, he tells you, was already promised to someone else, though they have not yet picked it up.
Interesting.
And if they don't pick it up by tomorrow, then it would be free to be sold.
Fortunately, I don't think we're staying in town quite that long.
Unfortunately. Okay, for speed, there is the Potion of Swiftness. This one essentially enhances the speed. It's essentially half the hastes. Double the movement, the AC bonus, but not the extra.
Still good.
So still good, but not as good. For that, you'd need the greater swiftness, and that is currently, like I said, she's out of a lot of these. She's only got the last few left.
Makes sense.
Yeah, if you've gotten to this place,
before.
Yeah, people already kind of bought most of these places out.
And the Potion of Strength.
Yes, that she does have 2 of the basic and 1 of the great.
I assume those are. They temporarily increase your strength.
Basically, the potions of giant strength variants with the basic power up puts you up to 19, and the greater pops you up to 23. The effects will only last an hour. So it's the basic rules.
Be interested in one of the strength and one of the speed. I have rabbit pelts. I'm tempted to offer one, but that might be insultingly low.
Yeah, she's letting you know that both of those together wouldn't get you 1.
Yeah. 1 each, 1 rabbit pelt for each, or is that still
both those pelts won't get you 1 potion.
Oh, both pelts together won't get 1.
Yeah.
Would
to trade for this stuff, you need either higher, rarer materials, or just a lot of which you already have.
Yeah. Most of it's not full on. All right. Would all 3 of those pelts then get 1 of those potions?
You need at least 10 pelts to get
10.
1 basic strength potion. Yeah, so
okay.
And for the greater one, you'd need at least 25. So if you want to go rabbit hunting, it's possible. It's just it'll take you a bit to farm. You gotta either farm these out or find some of the rare resources.
All right. What would these pelts get in healing potions?
Healing potions?
Or healing
persuasion. Finally, someone remembered. Yeah, persuasion check.
Let's see, that's 13.
13, alright. She does like the fact that you know about the healing sticks. She seems to keep those under a counter.
I've heard tell. They,
She essentially gestures that, for the... You said you had how many pelts?
3.
Okay,
Yes, I
3
think-
pelts and 20 gold, and you'll get 2 basic healing sticks.
Okay. 20 gold?
Yeah.
She'll, take that trade.
And you have 2 healing sticks.
Alright. 20 gold. And remind me the healing sticks, what's the healing on those?
It's the basic healing potion, but you take... I'm looking this up again. Because I believe it's... You're going to take half of the what you rolled, and you get it as temporary fate points as well. So it's healing and temporary hit points, which is why these are a bit more popular in the arena and kind of work better.
Okay. 12 then. 2, 4. 2. Then for those potions, speed and strength, how much would, if I wanted to pay gold, how much would one of those run?
Seem to be contemplating it themselves. Which one did you say you wanted? Speed and strength, or which one?
Both are tempting. I think she's a bit more interested in the speed potion.
One more time. That was a terrible roll. She looks at you and just with a straight face says, 200 gold.
Hmm. Try to see if there's anything I can order as well. Nope. Tempting, but I don't think that's Actually got a decent chunk of cash. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think this is probably worth it. She will, check and see. That is a decent amount of money. What about 150? That's still quite a bit of money. Persuasion. Go with a haggling here. 16. Getting a lot of mileage out of that one persuasion.
Unfortunately, she rolled just a bit higher. So she's going to stick firm with that 200.
All right.
And this was for the potion of swiftness, right?
Yes, potion of swiftness.
All right.
It's a dent in my wallet, but I think it might just be worth it. Right?
I mean, it is
But she will
sort of a haste spell.
fork over the 200.
All right, and you get the potion, and you see that it's a strange kind of yellow that seems to be swirling on its own, even when it's not moving. It's got that weird kind of glittery, like pearl dust look to it. But yeah, no. Swig that potion and you get double speed, the +2, and yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, yeah, the +2 armor class, though, right?
Yeah, +2 to the armor class. Last minute. It doesn't stun you at the end when it's finished, though. So that's a plus.
That's nice.
Anyone else?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right. Now she'll wait until closer. She might have some other plan with them. All right. Well, I think it's probably about time to head out. Any final goodbyes or anything else you want to do while we're here?
I don't think so.
All right. Let's go find Mev.
Yeah.
And you do, and she is waiting by her people, and you see one of her runners is loading up a wagon full, what you can hear is clinking glass. Few odds and ends. But yeah, no, they're off, and they're starting to take off, going a bit ahead of you guys as you guys are traveling with meth.
What glass is clinking? Is it like glasses?
You don't know. They're inside little crates. There's no top on, so you can
Okay.
see it's something in there, but they're already kind of taken off.
Interesting.
But you can recognize one or two of the vials is similar to the ones you just bought. But there are a bunch of other ones different in size and variety, and a few other odds and ends that are in there that are currently being taken away.
Alchemy here, perhaps? We'll find out next time.
Woo!
That's it. Then next time we'll pick it up with you guys on Lab on the road headed towards our village, which just so happens to be eastward and headed more as it is in fact closer to the Bridge Alliance. So you guys are headed towards the front line of the war and closer to enemy territory.
Fun.
Such fun. This won't
Woo.
go badly at all.
No,
Oh,
not
yeah.
at all.
I'm surprised no one was in there asking for all that other shit. Oh well.
I don't know what
All the
to
other
use
empty
yet.
items.
Until we're in
Oh.
trouble, that's when I'll be like, oh, I wish I would have looked for blank, but I won't know what I'll need until I'm in that situation.
I mean,
That's the idea.
cure-all a cure-all for any poison. Random
Oh,
health
right.
potion.
I forgot to check the antidote. Well,
That's gone. All the oils,
Sure,
the
it'll be fine.
poisons that got stuff.
I mean, she's working on a cure-all, so hopefully should be fine.
I mean, that if she gets it, which is great, but that'd be the only one of its kind until she, either finds a way to make more, and assuming that the way she does it isn't super hard to do or takes a ridiculous amount of time. Oof.
Yeah, probably should have bought it then. Maybe we'll come across a traveling merchant. I don't know.
Maybe. But you did get the sleeping thing, and that was one of the good ones. Did miss the dynamo, though, and that's a little sad.
Yeah. Well, I was tempted to go and check more, but I don't want to like take up a ton of time. I wouldn't mind having like a list, or at least like a short list of like some of the highlights of items that they have in stock, of like stuff that we could see, because
well, there's things you could see, but you have no idea what it is, because unless you inquire, it's just random things on someone's shop.
I don't know what I don't know. It's basically just a guessing game.
Yeah, and essentially ask, okay, one at a time. What is this? What is this? What is this? And you have to go through everything that's in there that looks interesting. Otherwise, that's actually alchemist fire in that jug that you just passed. Oh well.
I did not know there was a jug.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to know what to look for when we don't know what we're looking at.
No, yeah.
I don't know what to inquire about. Perhaps a suggestion.
Oh yeah. That's why she wanted to make a few more sales, but wasn't sure if you had the stuff to make this trade. And the gold thing was only going to get you so far because they'll only want so much gold.
Yeah, they don't want a ton of gold. That makes sense. Well, that is something to keep in mind, because whenever we get back to, either, hunting at some other time, be sure to keep on, hunting more, or also if we come across any colonist merchants.
That gold will come in super handy. Or traveling merchants like the lady you bumped into.
Yeah. The gold will come in handy, and also, like, perhaps intentionally, it's like, hey, I want to get this because, one, it's probably good value, or better value here, and then two, would be good for bartering for other stuff with the Islander merchants.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, good thing with these you can find most things. But unfortunately, this particular merchant was out of most of the stuff, which is unfortunate, but next time when they're fully stocked, you guys will have a lot of fun with these, because when they're fully stocked, they're a lot more enthusiastic about advertising these things.
Fair.
Yeah, like when they're full, they're going to be talking like, okay, like, check out this. This is an alchemist blend, which is basically their fancy way of saying it's just explosion. It's magical explosion. It's good. Then there's magical, big old bomb. Then there's alchemist fire, which is always fun. Then there's alchemist's thunder, which is a fun new thing that, to be fair, has a chance of blowing up in your hand. But you got to take some risks when you're playing with thunder. Then you've got.
We call this one the City, and it's just a big old jug of acid.
Indeed. Legend says that the person who tried this and invented this technique once did so while blind drunk.
It's been fun.
Apparently the jug of acid was his signature. That, and I will have the full list of the different potions, which is, it's not that many, it's only like a couple that are basically the same thing. I think there are only 2 of them that you weren't told about because they were out of stock, but everything else is basically there. And then like the antidotes, and then there's the normal potions for health, and then there's the sticks, and then there's just ammo for guns for anyone who wants to use a gun. There are no actual guns for sale. There's just the powder and the bullets.
Makes sense.
But if you find a gun and it's working and you're trained in it, you could totally just fund the bonuses. Right?
Neris would make good use of that shot, I bet.
Well, who knows? Because now he's on the enemy side.
Yeah, was he in that? Is he? Did they land in the Bridge Alliance colony?
Yeah, that's where he went to go get see if he could get the capital for it. But he never decided where he was actually going to set up shop.
Actually,
So
so
it's
set up shop.
there.
That's right.
Or he could set up shop somewhere else, or who knows, it might be going so well that he's trying to franchise.
I mean, if he's doing that well, I mean, good on him.
Well, we'll roll a few D100s to see how well business has been going for the last few weeks.
Wait, did you say roll for it? Or...
Yeah, we'll roll for it. See how well business is going. Roll a few D100s to see how much he made in the last few weeks. Is business booming, or is it just going okay, or is he just like, you know what, maybe I have to go back to mercenary work?
Fair enough. All right, let's roll D100. Let's see how this goes.
You want to do it now or next time? Because it is getting that quickly late.
I just rolled it now. That's a 70. So, on the better side.
We'll keep that one. Yeah, we'll keep that one. And for the first one, yeah, no, you made double your profits. You're doing good. We'll figure out what exactly did we ever decide on what he was exactly going into business for? Like random odds, random building stuff, basic merchants.
I don't remember offhand.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I want to say it was like general like tinkering and like repairs or whatnot. Probably just whatever was in demand.
Yeah, because the Bridge Alliance has way more tinkerers and artificers than the other two cities.
Yeah, he might be there. Still. Oops. I guess we'll see.
I mean, we'll have to see what happens. And you guys don't have the full story yet, so who knows?
We'll see.
Thanks for playing, guys. This has been fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for hosting.
See y'all.